Hi girls, hope you're well. This is going to be quite a big update because I haven't done a video for a while. Well, it's not been that long, but there are some big things that I need to discuss. Some of them good, some of them not so good, but all steps forward in the right direction, I think anyway. Basically, I told you that I was going to be having those miscarriage blood tests to see what or if there was any reason why I lost my baby. So basically, I had those results back. And I have got a gene called MTHFR, if you want to Google that, and basically what that is a clotting gene, can cause clotting, and also my body can't break down as efficiently as other people folic acid and vitamin B, which is obviously really important to the development of an embryo. And could have been the reason why I miscarried. Could have been, obviously, could have been chromosomal, but if I've got this gene, then they know that that's a possibility, and that can be why. Also, when I last saw the consultant, they told me I had a cyst on my right ovary, that I wouldn't be able to do frozen transfer or any treatment until that had gone. I've had a cyst on my left ovary since a few years, a hemorrhagic cyst that was just there for ages, and it was even there during my last treatment, but it wasn't big enough to affect egg collection or anything like that, so it was just there. This one was on the right ovary and the one on the left had gone, but thankfully I was scanned yesterday and both of them have gone, so the birth control pills and the Provera to bring on my period all got rid of those, so that's the first bit of good news. With regard to the gene, there's two sorts. There's the I don't even know how to pronounce that. Zygous, and the hetero version. Basically, you can have the whole gene or you can have just half of it, but it still works the same, but I think it's better to have the half. I don't know, don't quote me on that, I don't know. But I've only got half of it, so although there's still risks, they are now going to put me on Pyridoxine, 50 milligrams, which is a form of vitamin B, which I'll be taking Pregnacare anyway, and it does have vitamin B in it, but they're giving me an extra dose. It's quite a high dose. And also a higher dose of folic acid, because the usual brands, they come in 400 micrograms, and I'm getting 5 milligrams, which is obviously more, just to make sure that the body is breaking down it properly and sort of, you know, it's getting to the baby when there is a baby. So I have to get that prescription on Friday and start it straight away, so that's that. And with regards to it being a clotting gene, I'm being given heparin, or Fragmin it's called, but it's a form of heparin, which is a blood thinner. So that will keep the blood nice and thin, as well as aspirin that I'm on at the moment. So I'll be on aspirin and heparin to keep the blood thin. So no clotting, hopefully, no little clots or anything that could obviously stop blood flow to the baby. And obviously, hence, get a miscarriage from that. And my vitamins will be upped to keep me and the baby going, when there is one. I'm still on birth control pills until next week. And then they've asked me to take a 7-day break and start it again. Another one, which will overlap. The second pack will overlap with my treatment, which I'm going to talk about now. They've given me a new date and things for my frozen embryo transfer. We've got 4 embryos on ice. There's 2 that are a 2 grade, I think, a 2, whatever that is. I don't really know what that is. And there's 2 that are a 1 and 2. So obviously, I'm hoping that the 1 and 2, when they're unthawed, are the ones that, you know, carry on dividing. So basically, I stop this pill next Tuesday, 7 days, which will be like the 28th of this month, start another pack of the pill, and my buserelin will start on the 15th of April. And obviously the buserelin, I don't know, obviously you girls that aren't in the UK or have different types of medicine, it's the medicine that stops the pituitary gland, which like controls ovulating and things, because I don't need any eggs, so it just puts all that to sleep. So I'll be on that from the 15th of April, and then on the 17th will be my last birth control pill, so that's how it crosses over. So I'll be on buserelin from then. Yes, basically my treatment's starting on the 15th of April, so it's like a month. On the 27th of April, I have my first scan to see the lining, and they want it to be at least 5 millimeters thin. They want it to be thin and start thin, because then on the 28th, the next day, they're going to start me on Proganova. I've not been on this before. I know some of you ladies have. If you could tell me what sort of symptoms I'll get, and so I know must be some kind of progesterone and stuff to thicken the lining. But that's going to be 4 milligrams, and then they'll up it to 6 milligrams on the 4th of May. The 11th of May, they are going to decide and see how thick the lining is, and hopefully it'll be wonderful, because even after my miscarriage, my lining was like 11 millimetres, and yesterday when I had a scan, it was 12 millimetres, and that's kind of all by myself. So I'm hoping that there won't be issues with the lining anyway. It'll be nice and thick, and that'll be all groovy. And obviously then on the 13th of May, I start Cyclogest, because that will be, if it was a fresh cycle, that would have been the day that they collected the eggs, so they just mimic what they would have given then. So I'll start those lovely, lovely pessaries that we all love so much. So I'll take those. And then egg transfer will be on the 16th, so they'll unthaw the eggs on the 15th, but they will assess to see what they are like overnight, because initially when they took my eggs, I had a transfer on the 2nd day, and they were frozen on the 2nd day. So when they unthaw them and sort of look at them overnight, that will be, and my transfer will be the third day, so it'll be a 3-day transfer. But if they assess them on that day and they think, oh, they look like they're going to start growing a bit more, they will then leave them to go to blastocyst. So this apparently is better because there's more chance of them to implant if they're a blastocyst. Obviously, that's not 100%, they're not going to implant, but there's a better chance, because obviously when they put the 2-day back before, I fell pregnant. So yeah, so maybe there'll be a blastocyst, but they'll only put one back if it is a blastocyst, but I think that's because they don't really like multiples too much, unless, you know, they just don't really encourage multiple pregnancies. But I think I might insist, depending on, you know, but we have to see by the 15th to see what they're like, and if any unthaw. But obviously they are going to unthaw, and they're going to carry on dividing, and they're going to be wonderful, and they're going to come back inside me, and all's going to be great. What else? Yeah, so the day of transfer, I'll be starting the blood thinner. Obviously I'm on the aspirin already, but I'll be starting that heparin, fragmin on that day. I start my vitamins as soon as I get them, and yeah, that's it really. That's it for now. I spoke about my weight loss the other week and the other month, and it's been 6 weeks, and I'm still losing weight and stuff. So I need to actually put a before or after shot, so you can compare to the last one, or I'll put them both together. Because I was 10 stone. No, I was 11 stone 7, and I'm 10 stone 10 or 9, something like that. So I'm a few pounds off a stone. We've had a few little hiccups because we've had birthdays and things like that. But yeah, so that's that. I'm wishing you all love, and I hope to speak to you soon. I'm just trying to think of anyone I need to give a shout out to. Obviously, Kay is still in hospital with her baby that the waters broke at 24 weeks. I mentioned that before. She's still there. She's going strong. So thumbs up for that, and prayers. There's a couple of friends. There's one called Debbie that is actually going for a 2nd scan tomorrow, because last week she was 7 weeks and they couldn't see a fetal pole. So we're hoping that it was a late implanter, and praying that there will be a baby there tomorrow, sorry. And also love to Amy, who's had a couple of bleeds, and she's worried about the size of the baby and things like that, but hopefully she's okay. I think she had a bit of bleeding today, so they're just going to check her out. But they told her she was fine. You know, the baby was there. It might have been a bit smaller, but it was still fine. So rooting for her as well. Who else? Massive love to my Lisa. Lisa, twin happy, IVF, is beautiful. She's from Ireland, and we basically started our IVF at the same time. And if mine had continued, I would be in the same, hopefully he would have been in the same position. But my first attempt was abandoned because I didn't respond very well. But she's gone on to have, or she's like 30 weeks with twins, and she's blooming, and obviously blooming tired. She's getting big, and she's cool. She supports everyone in the community. She's cool. Yeah. Oh, Jodie. She also has just given birth to a beautiful little girl called Vienna, and she's gorgeous, and she had a bit of a tricky labour, and she's a superwoman. Yeah, love to her. Yeah, there's just loads of people I love. I love you all. Ducky her levels were quite low, her HCG, and she was worried that they weren't going to progress too quickly because they're quite low, but they're doubling, so fingers crossed for her. She's waiting for another 2 weeks, I think, for a scan, so I'm praying for her as well. And a massive squidge to my friend Liz as well, because unfortunately she went to a scan, and yeah, she's had to have an ERPC DNC as well, because she the baby basically didn't develop, and at her 8-week scan she found out. So she's just absolute inspiration. She's been through so much, and she's still going strong and still helps everyone else in the community, and it's just amazing. So love to you as well. I had to add a few people because I just felt really guilty, and I was like, oh, I didn't mention everybody. I stupidly forgot a girl called Claire, who's my friend, and she's on her 2-week wait, so please think about her. And also a massive shout out to Alex on Facebook, because she is from Greece, Cyprus, and she set up a group on Facebook called IVF Buddies, which is like a life-saving group, and I don't know what I would have done without it. And she's 30 weeks as well, or 29 weeks, close, with one boy called Theo. So love to her, and also another girl called Jen on her 2 weeks wait, and there's a few other people on their 2 weeks wait. I think that's it. If I've missed anyone out, I'm sorry, but I'm sure I will get round to it in other videos. But I think of you all, and yeah, that's it really. I will talk to you guys soon. Lots of love. Bye.